Mm-mm-mm. Friday, August 14th. We're halfway through August, which means you're one day closer to Halloween. National days today. It's National Navajo Code Talker Day. It's National Financial Awareness Day, and it's National Creamsicle Day. I don't like creamsicles, so that's you. You do you. Good morning, Amanda Donnell. Welcome in. Get everything pulled up. I've got jokes. They're bad ones. Sometimes they're good, but sometimes they're bad. Most of the time, they're bad. Eye roll inducing, groans. Today will be a shorter live, 1 hour, and then I have to go because I've got orientation. Not orientation. I guess it's like first semester. I guess I don't know what we're doing. It's a workshop kind of thing for clinical instructors. I don't like creamsicles. That's me. I'm not a fan of creamsicles. I don't know why. I just don't like them. I don't like mushrooms. I don't like olives. There's a lot of things I don't like. Creamsicles just happens to be on that list. And then I saw more testimony. You're sad for me. Whatever. What are you gonna do? I watched more and read a little bit more about the Lindsay Clancy. There's just so many people out there that are so convinced that that she didn't do it. I guess the testimony yesterday was like a search history that allegedly she made, but she was not home at the time. She was at a doctor's appointment. So, and it sounds like, I don't know. It seems like her lawyer has done more investigative work than the police have. Good morning, Kevin Hawthorne over on YouTube. Welcome in. Appreciate you stopping by this morning. So anyway, a lot of there's a small faction of the comment section that is like, look, she did it, but it was her psychosis. So I don't know. Amanda Donnell, walk up music, welcome in. I think people took Friday off. The algorithm has changed, so there's going to be some changes to like how things work. So be patient. If things don't seem to be working right, your posts get a little slower traction. Don't delete them. Give them time. There's a new algorithm. It's being reset. So just hang tight. It's going to be okay. Don't change what you post in. Don't change your content. Just do you. And I think a prime example of how much TikTok really kind of controls who sees what is the fact that my platform over on Facebook has grown exponentially compared to what it's happened here. Ames, good morning. Welcome in. I have a clinical instructor workshop today. I did not get to do it last semester because I was a late hire. They'd already done it, but I get to go this time. I don't know what we're going to do. But I figured out this is where my other 4 hours went because they shortened my clinicals from 5 to 4, but they just made them longer, but it still didn't add up to the hourly. And I got a raise. I saw an email that said we got a bump in pay for being a clinical instructor. So now it's even better. And I still don't have to grade papers. That's the best part. And here's the thing that doesn't make any sense to me at all. So I have 45 hours, 41 of which is like clinical time, and then like 4 hours today for like this orientation workshop kind of thing, which I think will be good. I'll get to talk to in person to more experienced clinical instructors and get their feedback, input, things like that. But if you took the 90-hour clinical versus the 45, so 45 is how many hours I put in. There's a 90-hour clinical rotation that has to grade papers, yet they don't make the same amount of money. So like my pay is like but basically $100 an hour. So like $4,500 for the semester. And then we got a little bump. So it's like 46.89 or something like that. But the ones that have to do the 90-hour clinicals, it's like 7,500. It's why would I take that? I mean, if you wanna do critical care, sure, but I get to go to a hospital that's like 10 minutes away from my house, and I don't have to grade papers or care plans or anything like that. I just show up for clinicals, I do the clinicals, and that's it, I'm done. Well, Merce, good morning, welcome in. Oh, Megan's right behind him. Oh, man. We're just gonna run right after the other, rolling in. And I thought I was late. Y'all rolling in late. How is Mr. Clean this morning, Ames? How are you doing? Oh, no. Ooh, gosh, 2 hours. That's not enough. I slept pretty good. Yeah, the whole squad rolling in today. Yeah, 2 hours is not enough. I've done that. Those days are miserable. Like, to try and function on 2 hours of sleep is just awful. Mr. Clean's doing well? Awesome. Glad to hear that. I basically had a week off because I was supposed to be in Kansas City, but what is this? Do you think the meds had anything to do with it? You talking about the Lindsay Clancy? I think there's a lot going on with that, and I have not read all up on it, and I've just been reading bits and pieces. I need to find like a comprehensive review overview that is not biased and try to figure out what's going on. I think her lawyer's doing a good job of sowing seeds of doubt for sure. Timing of emails, timing of web searches that are attributed to her, but she wasn't home at the time. He was, or something like that. So there's definitely a significant group of people in the comments of these posts where um that are convinced that she didn't do it. And then there are some that are like, no, I think she did it, but I think it's a psychosis that did it. And if it was psychosis, that would certainly explain it. But I just feel like her lawyer's doing a really good job of creating some doubt. I don't know. Either way, it's an extremely sad situation. If it was postpartum induced psychosis, it doesn't sound like the medications that were prescribed may have been appropriate. I don't know. It's just a very sad situation. The husband's timing of his new relationship was certainly strange given what he'd been through. I know people grieve differently, but oh gosh. What is this? Andrew Tate alert for Doc. I don't know what that means. Oh, you talking about the doctor in the trial? I don't know. Not sure what's that about. Yingling Homestead. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Oh, some of the comments were filtered. Uh-oh. Oh, Marissa, thank you for the daily harmony. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Oh, here's one. Oh, it was Marissa. Oh, that's so funny. It got flagged. I had to approve it. Lady D, thank you very much. Appreciate you stopping by this morning. Marissa says, Nurse Gary, administration said your whiteboard hasn't been updated. It is. It's today. It's the 14th. I did update it. Get off my back. I'm doing my best out here. Thank you. Thank you for the finger hearts. I appreciate that. Michelle, good morning. Another early morning for our friend Michelle out in Canada, who has not only the flu, but a broken arm as well. So, really going through it out there. I don't know what that means. What do you do of Sooner Rider? I don't know what that is. Oh, your fever finally broke. Oh, that's a good feeling. Have we argued medic versus nurse yet, or are we being good? I think we're being good. We're being good. I don't understand, like, the be I wo like, I still run EMS, and I work with a lot of medics. I myself am not a medic. I am a basic. I've been a basic for a long time. I don't have any plans on becoming a paramedic. I'm a volunteer, so it doesn't make any sense for me to go back to school for that. And there's not an option for, like, a pre-hospital RN. I think that'd be really cool if we did what, like, Pennsylvania did and allowed a PHRN, like a pre-hospital RN. That would be really cool. That'd be a better option for me. Mr. Clean, admin is in here, back hard since you took those 2 unapproved days. They were approved. Are you talking about admin here? Yes, admin here. I'm definitely on their shit list for sure. Yeah, there's definitely a place for both. It had been a year since that one paramedic made a post. I don't even know what I don't follow him. I did at one point, but I was just like, "Dude, I cannot take you anymore." He was like he's got this gravelly voice like, "Stop putting IVs in the AC, it's a shitty sight." And he went on to, like, just rip apart, when people put an IV in the AC, and I'm like, "That's was such a weird take," right? Like, I've never as a nurse ever been like, "Oh my gosh, I cannot believe you guys, you paramedic brought me a patient with a IV in the AC." Like, I've never seen a nurse give a medic grief for putting an IV in the AC. Dude, we're just happy there's an IV. That's awesome. I can go ahead and draw blood off of it. I can give meds. That's awesome. You guys are great. So I don't understand where that beef comes from. I guess I've been in a fortunate situation where I work in hospitals where a lot of the nurses also run locally, EMS. So we have this kind of duality and we don't really look down on each other. Allie Talk says infusioners here. I love an AC. Sometimes they're just big and juicy. Like you gotta get it. And if the situation calls for an IV immediately, you're not gonna be looking around on the forearm for a nice little straight 20 when there's a giant AC just staring at you in the face. Just drop that sucker in and be done with it. Our hospital says big no to drawing blood off established IV, like right up stuff. No, yeah, we can't do blood cultures off of an established IV, but we can collect blood off of an established IV. Our policy allows that. In fact, where I run EMS, there was a time that we would draw blood before we arrived at the hospital. I say we, the agency. I'm not a. Am I ignoring you? No. Why? Did you say something I should ignore you? Let me scroll back. Yeah, but we used to draw blood for them, and we would just hand it to them, and they put labels on it and run it. I don't know what the issue is with drawing blood off a pre-established IV. Blood cultures, yes, you shouldn't do that. Oh, my 3-year-old isn't sleeping well. She keeps getting headaches. Oh no. That's why you're not sleeping well. She definitely needs to go to the pediatrician. Hopefully, you've made that appointment. Goodness gracious. Yeah, that's always scary, especially if you work in healthcare, because you're just like your mind starts thinking things. Moldamer is nice that it's further up the arm for anything caustic. Sure, and if depending on which facility you work out, if you have less than 20 or an 18 in the AC, they may not even push contrast. Where I worked at a level 1 trauma center, you had to have an 18 in the AC or above to get a CT with contrast. They would not take anything else. They were very militant about that. Does high fever cause febrile seizure like with um, if you have a high fever, yes, it can call febrile seizures. It has to be a pretty high fever. I suppose if you had an ear infection, which is what otitis media is, a middle ear infection. If you had that and it got bad enough, untreated, it could lead to a broader infection and cause a seizure. Mm. Never done anything. Oh my gosh, my thing just jumped a lot. I just didn't see it. My nose lerps plugging up for weeks. I don't know what that means. They say you can dilute the sample, which is fair if You talking about, like, drawing blood off of a previously established sample? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who can't spell? Oh, Megan, I would if my kid's having persistent headaches, I'm taking them to the doctor. Now, when I was younger and had headaches, it was because I couldn't see the chalkboard because we had chalkboards when I was a kid. I couldn't see the chalkboard very well, so I'd strain my eyes to the point I started getting migraines, and that's how I figured out I needed glasses. But yeah, if your kid's having unexplained regular migraines, it could be allergy induced, but you don't know until you go talk to a doctor. And if they say nothing's wrong, that's great. That makes me feel better. But I'd still go call the pediatrician and take them just to make sure. Did I spell it wrong? I did spell it wrong. That's what you're talking about. Oh, fine. I'll fix it. Look, I was running late and I was doing this the last minute because I'm a procrastinator. Can't believe y'all can even read that far back. But fine. We're gonna fix it right now in real time. And I'm focusing so hard to try and keep it straight. And I'm left-handed. I'm spelling it now. See, this is how much I don't like creamsicles. I refuse to spell it correctly. All right, there. I fixed it. Let's put it back up. Ooh, I'm so glad I wore pants today. That would have been super awkward if I was in my underwear. All right, let me catch up on the comments here. Uh-oh, somebody got muted and blocked. You said you're an EMT. Why do nurses not prioritize head trauma like we do, or is it just this ED? I don't know what you mean. We prioritize head trauma. If a patient has head trauma, especially if they're on anticoagulants, we have a protocol. So if they have head trauma, we look at a lot of other factors. If they check enough boxes, then they're going to get a trauma alert and they're going to get a head CT, make sure they're not bleeding. Yep, I would call this morning. Why don't they have chalkboards anymore? That's a good question. Everything's like digital whiteboards now. Maybe the chalk dust, maybe that was bad for kids. I don't know. Although I don't know of any like lung cancer that's been induced by chalk. But it does make a lot less of a mess. I'll tell you that. The whiteboards. Gordon got the elf. Good morning. I'm doing well. I got another good night's sleep and I was pretty tired. Worked hard yesterday. Had to do the yard work again. It'd only been like 4 days, but the grass has grown so crazy and I'm not going to have a chance to mow it again for a while because next week's my long week. I'll be working pretty much every day next week and I won't have a lot of time. That's right. Just how I waited till the last minute for my PTO. I know I'm bad. Good thing I don't do that at my real job. I get fired. Michelle, do not encourage her. Crystal, good morning from Pensacola Beach, Florida. It's probably hot down there. Left-handed. That's right, I'm left-handed. Yesterday was International Left-Handers Day. Lady D, I had a desk with a lid on it. A desk with a lid on it? Oh, yeah, where you flip it up? I'm trying to remember if we had that or if we had the under the desk, like the little cubby under the desk. I can't remember. Oh, did Bobby show up? I see somebody said Bobby. There it is. I hope you all are having a good week. I'm a little late to the live. No worries. They were bullying me into updating and spelling a word correctly. So I'm a little catching up on all the comments. All right. Has everybody caught up on the trial? What are your thoughts after yesterday? What are your thoughts on all the viral posts that came across your feed? Gary talking about how his great night's sleep, knowing I didn't sleep well, diabolical. Uh-oh, did we request songs? Cypress says the scratching sound on chalkboards is now considered a war crime. Oh man, yeah, and people would run their nails across it. Now that would give me those like the chills, the goosebumps. Who knows what there are multiple, but who knows one of the clinical names for goosebumps? Jimmy B, hypothetically, I'm a tech in the ER and told the nurse a fall on thinners needed a CT. They said no. That's, well, I mean, a fall with a head strike. Yeah, that probably needs a head CT. Any other left-handers in here? Let's see a doc first. I mean, yes, the doc has to put the orders in. A nurse can't put a CT in, at least not where I work. I can't put a head CT. The only time I can put a head CT in is if it is a stroke alert patient. Nurses can put in that order set, and one of the orders is a head CT. But that is a nurse driven that has been approved, so we can do that. Gordon got the elf have to have 2 molars removed today with 4 stitches and gums. Oh, I've had my wisdom teeth taken out. Ooh. I got you, Bobby. I got you, Bobby. I'm trying to catch up now. Goodbye, Earl. The butler did it. I don't think there's a butler in this story, Mr. Clean. I know the rector pili muscle is involved. Yeah, piloerectus is you're pretty close. Piloerectus. That's one of them. I think there's other ones too. Lady D brushes your teeth with your left hand. That's interesting. I know, right? Oh, so that's a weird thing. I'm left-handed in most things, but I throw right-handed, but I can bat either side. Believe it or not, well, I'm terrible at golf, but I can hit a golf ball either side. But throwing was always right-handed. So if I was left-handed, I could have made it to the majors. Because I think I got up to I think the fastest I could ever throw was 87, which is pretty decent. I didn't have a lot of control. I could just throw really hard. That's why I was a catcher because I could throw down to second pretty quick. Wild, wild to me because EMS have standing orders. We do have some standing orders, and but for like a fall that is otherwise okay, but probably needs a head CT that's not necessarily emergent, like has to be done right this minute, like stroke, then yeah, we can't put that in. I think it's because there's so much radiation involved with CTs that needs to be a doctor driven order. Remy, good morning, Gary. I have an endoscopy today. An upper, we call it an upper. Yeah, I've had that. You probably get the milk of amnesia. Best sleep you'll ever have. Again, sorry, Megan. Not trying to make light of your sleep deprived condition this morning. Yeah, 87 wasn't bad. I just didn't have any really control. I didn't really work on that control, and that was like topped out. But in high school, yeah, that wasn't too bad. I did come in and do some relief pitching from time to time, like when starters were struggling. Oh gosh, no, I wouldn't want his hair. It's all curly. Be like Mark Zuckerberg. No thanks. Does your baldness help with your aerodynamics on faster IVs? No, but it helps me. Like I can bob and weave when the dementia patient's throwing punches. My boxing comes back to me at that point. Stick and move, stick and move. I sprained my pinky. What should I do? Ouch. Buddy tape it. Yeah, sprain. I mean, it's just gonna take time to heal, but typically for those, like, if it's causing a lot of pain, you could always buddy tape it to your, ring finger, and literally it's just tape. You just take some medical tape, wrap it around. Alright, fine. I'm not ignoring you. I am ignoring you, actually. Alright, we're gonna play, what is the name of the song? Earl? Goodbye, Earl, there it is. Oh, is this in is this in honor of the trial? Here it comes. Alright, there we go. I'm making amends for my comments and insensitivity to people's poor sleeping when I slept really good. I mean, I slept so good last night. I think it's the new pillow that helps. Does pushing potassium cause sudden death? This is Ready to Run. I did Goodbye Earl and it pulled up the whole album. I hit play and it meant it played the whole album. We're not doing the whole album, although it is a good album. I'm done with you, but you'll be back. Hey, guess what came out? Look what came out. Witch's Brew is back in stores, people. I think I saw a post. I've seen a couple. I think Amanda Danell maybe had like a story, and I was like, "Is it back? Is it back in stores?" And she's like, "Yep." And I was like, "Oh." So I went down to Kroger. They did not have Witch's Brew only. It was Witch's Brew in like ruby red or ruby apple or something like that. And so I was like, I got 2 cases of it. I still have not had one. This will be the first one. I'm gonna take it with me to my thing today, like a mid-morning boost. You know what though? I might just record, like, do a video of my first one. Legal nurse leads Jen. Good morning. Your mug or your cup is in the mail. It'll be there. Man, look. I don't ship things very often. It's been a long time since I've shipped stuff, right? And I am so spoiled on how long or how little time it takes for things to get here. That's, Amazon and Walmart and all these stores have spoiled us, right? I ordered some shirts off the TikTok shop. Normally TikTok shop's pretty quick, right? They can get to you pretty quick. I ordered shirts on August 2nd, and they're not going to be here until like the 15th. That's like 2 weeks. That is too long. I think that's too long. That's, 30, 40 years ago, that was probably a normal shipping time. And now I'm like, we've passed that. It should not be a normal shipping time. Mr. Clean says Alani's are just too sweet for me. I don't know. I like them. I mean, I like sweet things. Leonardsley says, I'm not saying that. Like, you don't need to send me anything. But I was like, how do small businesses that do shipping on a regular basis, how do they, I mean, because like that little cup that doesn't weigh anything. I mean, that's so light in a small, like 8.5 by 13 padded envelope was $8 and change. Like, and that's like the cheapest option. And I'm just like, how is that? But again, when you look at it though, we got so spoiled for so long with low prices and the post office loses money. It's a service, it's not a business model. Where's yours? I already shipped you one. Oh, you want with the one with your name on it? Yeah, I gotta ship that one too. I'll get it there. Amanda Danelle, I've got one for her that's going out today. Megan, I'll try to get yours out there as well. Bobby says, "At least your shirts are coming. I purchased 8 pieces of clothing and never arrived." Oh, yeah, that's not good. Hey, anybody that wants one, you gotta tell me which size you want. Like, do you want, like, the slim cam? Because they also make, like, the 16 ounce that well, it says 16 ounce, but I think it's the same diameter. It's just a taller version of the 12-ounce can. Just send me a DM and what name you want on it. Like, I would assume, like, I don't know if Bobby wants a different name on it, but yeah, you send me those. DM me and I will print you one. For my loyal followers, for the folks that are here regularly with walk-up songs, y'all, I will make one for you. You just gotta send me a mailing address and then, what you want on it, because I can do a custom name for I printed one for a buddy of mine at work, but yeah, you can do a custom name for it, and it can come in the 11 the small slim can or the regular size. Remy, Gary, question, even though you're not a GI specialist, yeah, ask away. No, I wasn't gonna keep it, no. Although, I mean, I could just pop your name tag out and put somebody else's in there, like mine, but no, I don't drink, I have a Yeti for the small ones, so I should have brought it down here, a Yeti cooler thing, but I do use my Slim Cam for my Alanis regularly. Oh my gosh, no, 2 country songs in a row. No, no, no. Although this one's pretty good. Natalie, she can just sing though. I love her voice. Back to the live stream live. Little Hootie and the Blowfish, 1994, cracked rear view, unfollowing. Mullimar's like, unfollowing. Print, oh God, can you imagine if I could print Yetis? Would you rather stick with, oh, I think the preference is rock. I think most people are using rock now for either RSI or DSI. I can't remember the last time we used succinylcholine. Official departure date to Florida is September 10th. Ooh, that's coming. That's less than a month. Now, have you bought a place down there yet? Have you been using any skincare I recommended? I do have some of that, the retinol or retinal, like, you gotta be really sparingly with it. I do use some of that, but I still have some Harry's and some Mary Kay for men, like under the eye stuff for, like, the bags under your eyes. That seems to work pretty well, so I'm gonna use up all that. I saw The Rock is now selling his own line of, like, skincare products, including the eye patches. Of course, they're manly, right? They look manly. They're, like, black and brown and, you know, I don't know. The ones you sent are, like, all pastel colors, which I don't care. I didn't realize I thought you slept with those things on, but as I was reading them, you only leave them on for, like, 20 minutes. Can I take small sips of water even though my upper endoscopy is at 9:30? My throat is very dry. Um, usually I think they told me that taking my meds would be okay, but I would call them first. Maybe like a ice chip or something, something very small. As long as it's clear, it's got to be clear though. But I would call the office first. I feel like I was allowed to drink like sips of water with my meds, but I would check with your provider before you do anything. I don't want to ruin it for you. You're MPO, so I would just hang tight and wait till they tell you what to do. The Rock needs to sell cooking items. Why is that? I know this has something to do with him, like, smelling what The Rock is cooking. Well, I figured you're using the same thing you recommended. That'd be weird to recommend something, "Oh, you should try this." I've never used it, but you should try it. Yeah, on the paper, it said, "Take meds 2 hours early, small sips of water." Well, there you go. That's right. I knew it. I knew it. You see, so you can smell what he's cooking. Yeah, there's a whole generation that doesn't get that reference. That's the crazy thing is I remember watching when I worked in television and I worked in a sports department, we would watch like WWF or WWE. I think it was still WWF at the time. This was back in the late 90s. And I remember watching The Rock then. And I'm like, good God, that was a long time ago. And he is still around. Now he's slimmed down quite a bit. He's still like insanely big, but he is not as big as he used to be. He's done that intentionally. Same with Dave Bautista. He has really lost a lot of weight. Drax, the guy that played Drax, although this is my ADHD. Getting off on a tangent here. So I've been reading Blade Runner. Oh my gosh. Look, I liked Blade Runner the movie. I'd never read the book, so I'm reading it now. Blade Runner the book is so much better than the movie. I know that's the case with most adaptations. The book is almost always better. It is so much better. I feel like I connected with the characters so much more in the book than I did, and I'm almost done with it. I like not much left. But I've been on a book binge lately. I finished The Princess Bride, and now I'm reading it, again with one of my kids. He's actually reading it, so, it's such a good book. The book is a ton of internal dialogue. Yeah, there's a lot of what's going on um, in his head. Decker, that's his name. There's a lot going on in his head where he kinda has these conversations with himself. So, yeah, it's a much better book. And let's see what else. I finished 5 Days at Memorial. I did the Princess Bride is pretty it's only like 3 or 4 hours. It doesn't take long at all to get through that book. Oh, Dana Scully. Thanks for the Daily Heart Me. Man, I used to be a big X-Files fan way back in the day, in the early '90s. I think I was still in high school when that came out. No, I might have graduated. It might have been my senior year. When did it come out? '93? That would have been senior year. Let's look it up. X-Files debut. I never did watch the reboot. September 10th, 1993. So, yeah, that was my start of my senior year. That's crazy. Saw The Odyssey last weekend. Oh, I'd love to see that. Don't read The Godfather either? Well, now I gotta read it. You tell me not to do it. Did you ever watch the No, I did not. I have it on my list here. It's in my search history. I still have it pulled up. The rules. I still have it pulled up. It's in my watch list. Yesterday was busy. I did not rest as much as I wanted to. I did take a 15-minute nap, a power nap. Dana Scully says Odyssey is so good. Spider-Man was good also. I saw Spider-Man, the new one is um like breaking up box office records. It's like it did like 326 million in its opening weekend, maybe not that much. Let's look it up. Spider-Man Brand New Day opening weekend box office. I was close. It was 360 million. All-time domestic record with a massive 360 million opening weekend in North America, following its July 31st, 2026 release. Wow. That's a lot. That's huge. Global debut, $927 million. That's incredible. I've seen some clips of it. Looks like it can be pretty emotional. Almost beat Avengers. I think it did, didn't it? Because it said it was an all-time domestic record. Yeah, all set an all-time domestic record with a massive $360 million opening weekend. Let's see, versus was it Endgame? No, oh no. Endgame still holds the highest global opening, 1.22 billion, and a faster sprint to a billion. So, Brand New Day surpassed Avengers Endgame for the all-time domestic opening weekend record, though Endgame still holds the highest global opening. Yeah, wow, that's crazy. So, yes and yes. So, it didn't beat it for the global, but it did beat it for the domestic for in the US. Max Vincent, good morning. Welcome in. Got to keep an eye on the time. 15 more minutes, and then I got to jump off here. I'm already showered, teeth brushed, probably get my freshen up since I'm drinking coffee, and I've got my clothes laid out. and then I'm gonna head on down to my workshop today. Dana, thanks for the hat of joy. I appreciate that. I see the replay. Like my feed is like 5 seconds behind, so I see it post, and then I get to watch over here. AI summary says discussing Blade Runner and comparing box office records. All spreading love and joy wherever I go. Well, I appreciate that. We need more of that in this world. Michelle sent the cow napping. Oh shoot! Sometimes I wish it would come and beam me up. Oh, so the workshop. Good night, Spider. Is it Spider? Spider 413. Good night. Sleep well. Sleep better than Megan. Elise, thanks for the daily harmony. So the workshop is for clinical instructors as we get ready for the new semester of nursing students. So it's a chance to meet in person with other clinical instructors and kind of get input, feedback, especially for those of us that are newer to clinical instructing. I have one semester under my belt. I think it went really well. My rating was really high. I think it was like 4.9 out of 5 by my students. So, Gary Marie. I don't get the reference. And talk about spelling. I mean, Sarah, thanks for the daily harmony. I appreciate that. So I don't really know what we do specifically. I don't have a lot of information. I just know I'm supposed to be there and at a certain time, and I will show up because I'm getting paid. I spelled it right this time. Sarah, good morning. We're I'm just getting pummeled today. Who gave you less than a 5? Expel them. Yeah, I wanted to know that. Like I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't really care. It was a high rating and I'll take it. No, not a hobby shop. It's like a workshop. I'm not that handy. I can do some things, but not a lot. I butchered my way through like putting custom shelves in a closet. It's not my specialty. But they work. They don't look the best, but they're up. They're not going anywhere. I lock those things down. And once you put stuff on them, you can't even tell. The problem is when you're trying to do like if you're not good at like woodworking and you're not good at that stuff, that's not your forte. You think it's easy, right? You just, oh, the wall is this many inches apart. I want it this deep. I'm going to cut the wood that way. Walls in homes are not always perfect, right? So it may be 20, I don't know, say 36 inches wide at the back, but if you come out 12 inches, they may not be 36 inches. It might be 36 inches and a quarter or 36 inches and a half. And now you've got a gap. So you've actually got to like measure it in the front and the back. And if you're not used to doing that, didn't have anybody teach you how to do that, your shelves are not going to line up the way you thought they were. So you go into this mindset thinking like, oh, I just got to, this is the width you measure in one spot. Cool. And then you go to put the shelf in and you're like, why is there a big gap there? It's not because you cut it wrong. It's because the walls are not perfectly aligned 100%. So you learn from these things. I also learned gauges of, like for pneumatic air gun, like nail guns. I've learned how to read the gauges and which ones go on which side. So yeah, it was a learning experience for sure. There were a lot of swear words. I still feel the attitude through the screen on that whiteboard. Good. I'm glad you do. Hokey Gigi, thanks for the daily harmony. Matt, good morning. Welcome in, sir. Yep, 10 more minutes. I got 10 more minutes, and then I got to jump off of here. And for Our community just teared up. Oh, look at that. I don't even know what that means. I get those notifications and it's like so and so's community teared up, and I'm like, but what does that mean? Like, I don't know what that mean. What does it all mean, Basil? So just a reminder, if you're an Alani fan and you've been waiting, Witch's Brew is back in stores, so you can go get some. My local store has a limit on how many you can buy. Six cases. I'm not buying 6 cases. At 23 bucks a case, I'm not buying 6 cases. That's right. Mold Immerse gets it, right? Oh, what is that? The kicker challenge. Oh, look at that. Oh, see, I love football. I'm ready for football to start. Starts this weekend. The championship, I think, starts this weekend. Oh, man, I used to love those movies. I haven't watched those movies in so long, the Austin Powers movies. You show that turd who's boss. Let's see here. See, I'd like to see Odyssey in the theater, but I just don't have the time, and nobody else wants to see it. The kids can't see it. It's not age appropriate. Um, don't think my wife would be interested. So I guess I'll just wait till it comes out on I guess not DVD. We don't wait for that anymore on a streaming service. Oh, Michelle with the baby hippo and the goat busker. Interesting. I'm waiting for my TV. Yeah, I've done that. I went to see Endgame. Did I see Endgame? I saw Endgame by myself. My wife and kids were out of town because I had to work, and so I worked mid shifts. So I got off at 10 o'clock and went to like a 10:25 showing of Endgame by myself. There's only like 2 people in the theater, and it was, like a 3-hour movie, and so I didn't get home until late. It was kinda cool. I don't mind seeing movies by myself. I haven't That's probably the last time I did it. Mr. Clean's like, "Oh, guess I'm gonna have to go to Virginia and go see it with you." Yeah, I know the IMAX was the big selling point, and we have IMAX here, so if it's still in theaters in a couple weeks, when I'm actually off during a day and the kids are in school, I could go see it then, but I don't know if it'll still be in the theaters then, especially on the IMAX. And I wanna read it too. I wanna go back and read it. I haven't read it since I was in school, and so I don't really remember much of any of it. I think that's, free too. I think it's one of those public domain works. You don't have to buy it. You can just download it. It was impossible for us to get IMAX. It was that in demand? Wow. Paco says, "Tips for hard sticks. Check both arms. Let them hang down, you like dependent. So put the tourniquet on, let the arm hang down below them. That'll help it pull and plump up those veins. You can also use warm compresses. I'm not a believer in tapping the veins. There is some theoretical evidence to support that might help with the histamine release and dilate the vessels, but the evidence does not back that up. It's more anecdotal than anything. Some people swear by it, but they've tried to replicate that and they found that it does not increase the diameter significantly. But there are people that swear by it. I don't believe in tapping on them. And get an experienced nurse. I know when I first started doing IVs, I was all about seeing, not about feeling. Now I don't necessarily have to look at it. I put that tourniquet on and I literally use the force, Luke. I just feel. I know where they're supposed to be, and those are the places I go. And a lot of times you can't see anything, but you will feel it. And so it just comes with practice. Matt says, "Yeah, tapping the vein, that thing is old school." It is, and I've seen them like 2 fingers, and they're whacking it. I'm like, they're if you wanna do, like, histamine release, you can just scrub vigorously with the chlorhexidine, and that will do the same thing. Dana says, "I'm a phlebotomist, and I approve this message." I love that. Because I looked it up. They did a study on it. They actually measured the diameter of the veins after people tapped on them, and it didn't dilate them significantly, like statistically enough to really do anything. The other thing you have to be cognizant of is your catheter to vein ratio, because just because you can put a 20 in there doesn't mean that's the right fit. Because if it is barely fitting in there, yes, that speaks to your skills at cannulating a vein. But if it barely fits in there and you've got a tourniquet on and it's plumped up, when you take that tourniquet off, it's going to go back down. And now it's like clamped around that catheter. And that can make it challenging to draw blood. It can lead to, you know, endothelial damage, phlebitis. So we have this thing when we put in midlines or even ultrasound guided IVs, we need to be cognizant of the catheter to vein ratio and make sure that there's going to be enough room around that catheter for blood to get around it. In most cases, a 20 is going to be fine. In the ER setting, a 20 is going to be fine. We carry Diffusix, the Nexiva Diffusix. So it's a size smaller, but it operates a size bigger. So if you have a 22 Diffusix, it works the same, has the same flush rate as a 20. Michelle says they put a 20 in my left dorsal when my accident happened. Yeah. Oh, like in your hand? Yeah. They can put an 18 in mine. Yeah, easily. Without a tourniquet, you could put an 18. Put a tourniquet on, you'd probably like, ooh, I could get a 16 in your hand. I was like, you better not. Like, we're fighting if you doing that. The Diffusix, the way I understand it, think of it like it has like two holes on the end, I think is the way it works. So it's like a anybody remember the old twin caths? It's kind of like that. So it has basically two places where fluid can exit. So it flushes the same volume. And I think it's still pressure. You can still do pressure infusion. So you still use it for CTs, depending on your hospital's protocol. We can use Diffusix for CTs. At least I get monthly infusions through a 24 gauge in my hand. And sometimes a 24 is fine. If it doesn't need to be pushed rapidly, then yeah, a 24 would be okay. Eduardo, good morning. Hope for a blessed day. Off to MRSA another day. Be awesome. You as well, Eduardo. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I bet it did hurt. Like, I have good veins in my hands, but when they put them in my hand, it does hurt. Like, putting it in hurts. Danielle C, good morning from Dallas. Gordon got the elf. They go for the back of my hand because my arms are bad. Yeah, you got to go where you can get it. Oh, Danielle C says, off to training on my off day. Boo. All right, down to the last 2 minutes. And then I got to get out of here and go get paid. That's what she said. Thank you, Michael. And of course, we're off until Monday, off for the weekend. No lives on the weekend. Even I need a break. Distance makes the heart grow fonder. Gordon, I hope you have a good day, sir. Thanks for stopping by. Down under. Bobby sneaking back in here. I see you sneaking back in here. No, I'm just kidding. I do the same thing. When I get other people's lives, I'll like bounce out, go see who else is live, and then I'll bounce back in. But we see all. No trial and no Gary. Oh, yeah, the trial's off for the weekend. Yeah, they don't do that on the weekends. Yeah, but you're used to that. Y'all need some time off from me. You don't need me every day. That's too much. Too much of Gary is not a good thing. Mia Jones, hey Gary, I've been tired for the past 4 days. What shall I do? Get some sleep. But if it's a chronic thing and you're getting plenty of sleep and you're still tired, if it persists, you should talk to your doctor. Maybe to check some labs. Danielle says he had a good shift. I'll be relearning telestrips. Oh yeah, we all need a refresher. Wizard Kelly, I'm a student nurse. I put an IV in a patient, got blood returned, then infiltrated. Oh yeah, that happens. Unlike Megan. Mia Jones says, I don't do needles. That's okay. Everybody has their own preference. It's fine. Mr. Clean, have a great day and a good weekend. You as well. Yeah, that's right, Jen. Twice in one live. El Massey. Oh, caught you just in time. We're getting ready to jump off of here. I got you in there right at the last second. I got to get off early today because I've got some a workshop I got to go to for work. Danielle C says I don't do needles, but my patients do. That's good. All right. Thank you all for stopping by this morning. We'll do it again Monday morning. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Be safe, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, prioritize your mental health. It's very important. I'm Gary, the ER nurse. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you Monday, 6:30 right here on TikTok Live.